The second female Prime Minister, but certainly not the last. I do so with no ill will, but with enormous and enduring gratitude to have had the opportunity to serve the country I love.
Those were the final moments of quite an emotional address where Theresa May said that she will quit as Conservative leader on the 7th of June, paving the way for a contest to decide a new Prime Minister for the United Kingdom. We have a comprehensive update from the developments at Downing Street. But before that, here's a look at tonight's headlines.
Massive loss throws Indian Congress Party into chaos. Will Rahul Gandhi resign? UNP MP Dr. Kavinder Jayawardena steps down from Select Committee looking into the April 21st attacks. 41 bank accounts linked to suspects of the April 21st attacks suspended.
Taking a look at those stories in detail, of course, undoubtedly a top story this evening. UK Prime Minister Theresa May announced her resignation today. She said that she will quit as leader of the Conservative Party on the 7th of June this year.
Theresa May stepped down amid intensifying pressure from backbench Conservative members of Parliament. May's Brexit withdrawal deal was rejected by the UK Parliament 3 times consecutively. In an emotional statement outside her office in Downing Street, London, Theresa May announced she was stepping down as Prime Minister.
I believe it was right to persevere, even when the odds against success seemed high. But it is now clear to me that it is in the best interests of the country for a new Prime Minister to lead that effort. So I am today announcing that I will resign as leader of the Conservative and Unionist Party on Friday the 7th of June, so that a successor can be chosen. The second female Prime Minister, but certainly not the last. I do so with no ill will, but with enormous and enduring gratitude to have had the opportunity to serve the country I love.
Now tonight too, we are joined by senior journalist and our special correspondent in England, Jacques Attali. We spoke to him earlier and this is what he had to say.
She was unable to deliver what the British public had voted for in 2016 in a national referendum. The majority of those people who voted then, 30 million plus people voted, around 52% of the votes said they wanted to leave the EU. And Theresa May was unable to deliver that over the last 3 years. And so the backbench members of her party made it absolutely clear that if she wasn't going on her own accord, they would take steps to ensure that they remove Mrs. May from her position. Striking similarities in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, we've had nothing but disaster for the last 4.5 years. We had the central bank bond scam. In April, we had an attack that compromised national security and left over 250 dead, so many people injured, and with perhaps long-lasting effects. There needs to be a real understanding from what took place in Britain that backbench members can make a change. Backbench members need to follow closely what happened today in Britain, that backbench members forced out the incumbent Prime Minister, and she's given them a date and said, I'm going on the 7th of June. By contrast, the United National Party, whenever they've lost an election, they say we are making changes. But these are mere words, no action. Why is it that the backbench members don't realize that they do have the power and they can make the change and they can deliver upon these matters, which is what the people of the country want?
The mandate of the people changes from time to time. When the mandate changes, the leaders of the society step down. This is what is happening. This is the system. When the local government elections concluded in February 2018, I said that we must think as to if the mandate given on the 8th of January 2015 ended. In 1975, J.R. Jayawardena, when Mrs. Sirimavu decided to extend the term of the government till 1977, J.R. Jayawardena resigned from Colombo North and went for a by-election. He won a landslide victory in the by-election. After he won, he came out and said that the government of Bandaranaike had died. He said if the burial is conducted in 2 years, it will begin to give out a bad odor. If a person who dies today is buried in 2 years, we will have to face more problems. Similarly, we thought that after the local government elections in February 2018, the government will rethink on their public mandate. They did not seek a public mandate again. They postponed the elections that were already due.
According to democracy or the Westminster system, there has been a tradition of bowing down to the public views and stepping down from their positions. We do not have a Westminster system nor an executive system after the 19th Amendment. Since August of 2015, we have been stuck between the two. So because of that, we have not been able to use the productive features of parliamentary democracy, and on the other hand, we have lost the productive features of the executive presidency, and we are facing a massive crisis. In 2015, Ranil Wickremesinghe became Prime Minister with a minority and without a majority in Parliament. That is the first in Sri Lankan history. Many people who speak about the constitution are covering this up and not highlighting it enough. When he became Prime Minister on the 9th of January 2015, he had only a minority in Parliament. According to the Westminster parliamentary system, that can never happen. According to the Westminster system, if one does not command a majority in Parliament, they do not hold the position of Prime Minister. So when we consider the situation today, he only has a simple majority. He only has a few extra seats.
Now moving on to some more important news from the international political arena, Indian media reported that in the wake of Congress's weak performance in the Lok Sabha polls, Rahul Gandhi is preparing to resign as president of the Indian National Congress. Now, however, Congress spokesperson Randeep Singh denied these reports.
Indian media further reported that Gandhi told a group of senior Congress leaders that he takes full responsibility for the election defeat and that he is willing to resign as the party's president. Reports further revealed that Rahul Gandhi is expected to offer his resignation when the Congress Working Committee, the party's top decision-making body, meets tomorrow to discuss several important matters. Meanwhile, 3 senior Congress leaders from Uttar Pradesh, Odisha and Karnataka have resigned from their respective positions. In the wake of the Congress's weak performance in the Lok Sabha polls in Uttar Pradesh, State Party President Raj Babbar has resigned from his position. The Congress lost Amethi to BJP's Smriti Irani, a seat Rahul Gandhi held on to since 2004. However, Indian media reported that Rahul Gandhi will enter the Lok Sabha from Wayanad in Kerala. Amethi district president of the Congress party, Yogendra Mishra, resigned from his position, taking responsibility for the party's defeat in Amethi. Defeating both the Congress and the BJP, the YSR Congress party, led by Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy, stormed power in Andhra Pradesh with a landslide victory, winning 148 seats in the 175-member assembly. Jagan, as the YSR Congress chief is popularly known, will be taking oaths as the new chief minister on the 30th of May in Vijayawada. Meanwhile, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister and Telugu Desam Party Chief N. Chandrababu Naidu submitted his resignation after the YSRCP recorded a landslide victory in assembly elections. As per election results announced yesterday, Modi's BJP party combined with the party's allies secured 351 seats while the main opposition Congress party secured only 92 seats. Leaders across the world have congratulated Prime Minister Narendra Modi on his historic electoral victory in the 2019 Lok Sabha elections.
Moving on to news from the political arena here at home, MP Kavinda Jayawardena stepped down from the Special Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to look into the April 21st attacks and report to Parliament.
As Honourable Dr. Kavinda Jayawardena resigned from the committee, Honourable Dr. Rajat Senaratne has been appointed in his place. I would also like to inform the House that Honourable Dr. Nalinda Jayatesa will also be appointed to the committee. Speaking to News First, MP Kavinda Jayawardena expressed these views on his decision to step down from the Select Committee. This is a Select Committee that will convene daily. More than 250 innocent people lost their lives. More than 500 were injured. What is important right now is to restore the livelihoods of these victims and to restore their mental and physical health. I will have to dedicate all of my time for this. A just investigation should be conducted into this. The people must receive justice, and we are mindful of that. We are raising our voices for this. We will stand up for this.
Still in news from Parliament, the United People's Freedom Alliance officially announced yesterday that they will boycott the Special Parliamentary Select Committee. However, the governing faction alleges that UPFA MPs have signed the proposal to appoint the Select Committee. The matter was debated in Parliament today.
This committee that was appointed is a good one. We have no problem with this committee functioning. But the issue is that this committee was formed when a motion of no confidence has been presented against Minister Rishad Bathiuddin. If matters pertaining to this motion of no confidence is discussed at this committee, and if he is exonerated of all these allegations, and if the no confidence motion is taken up after that, then we have an issue with that.
We changed the duties assigned to the select committees. Jayampathy Vikramaratne brought an amendment that day, and it states that the allegations against any parliamentarian or governor or anyone else can be examined. If you have evidence on this, hand it over to us.
We signed the proposal to appoint a select committee in hope of getting justice for the victims of the April 21st attacks, without even informing the MPs who signed this proposal that have made an amendment including the motion of no confidence. This is a very bad precedent.
This was presented to the House and carried out after it was approved by the House.
No, we did not endorse this. We did not sign for this. We did not sign the proposal so that you can do whatever you can't. We signed it for the Catholic people. There are 5 main duties of this committee. There is no proposal to host discussions on a parliamentarian or governor or any other MP at the select committee.
This government is not firm. The government is pointing fingers at everyone in the country to cover up their mistakes.
The main accusation in this is the Minister of Law and Order and Defence. So the Minister of Law and Order and Defence should be summoned.
Without passing the buck from one side to the other, what we are asking for is a proper investigation to be conducted by the police and the army. If there is a requirement to arrest anyone, arrest them. Does anyone from the government or the opposition have any knowledge on how to identify these terrorists properly?
The 3 arms of the state of legislature, executive and the judiciary of this country are functioning. According to ordinary tradition, we do not work towards questioning a president in this parliament or speak against a president in this parliament. That is the truth. It would be better if these MPs who were elected in 2015 learn that. We are ready to support a process that will look into the matter justly. But we are not ready to support any other matter.
The proposal to extend the emergency regulations by another 1 month was passed in Parliament today. 22 votes were cast in favour and 8 TNA MPs voted against it. These are some of the views expressed during the debate in Parliament.
Yesterday, the Divina newspaper published an article saying that a doctor performed permanent female sterilization on 4,000 Sinhala Buddhist mothers after caesarean surgery. When I inquired about it from a senior CID officer, he said that there is no investigation being carried out as such an incident had not taken place. But we will begin an investigation by calling the journalist who wrote the news and the news editor. There has been various attempts to spread racism through such disgraceful acts during the past 10 years. Today, we are compelled to see such things because our government's backbone is weak. At a time when we present facts on getting the livelihood and the security of the country back to normal, there is only one MP from the ruling party. There is no one in the front row. This is the interest towards the security of the country. The three armed forces, the police and the officials from the Ministry of Defence should be here to answer these questions. I asked the board of officials why aren't they being called. They were not present previously too. The leader of the House announced that he will inform the Speaker after an MP raised an issue regarding this. I have been part of many emergency regulation debates. First, we are handed over a report about the situation. Thereafter, officials arrived at Parliament. The Parliament and the people have been shamed by the failure of these officials to follow any of those procedures. I hope that adequate action will be taken by the Secretary and the Speaker. I remember in the 80s during the JVP riots and when the Indian forces were in the island. It was always the Minister of Defence or his deputy who begin or end the debate. It is for your attention and the officials should know these. There were problems. Honourable Secretary General, I reaffirm for you to inform the Speaker.
The Speaker expressed these views after returning to the chambers.
Currently, as I am aware, there is a meeting ongoing at the Presidential Secretariat. I too attended it. The Minister and the Secretary are at the meeting. Yes, I agree. They could have sent someone.
The police stressed that the planting of hand grenades at a school in Baduralia Mathugama was an act of a subversive group.
13 old hand grenades were discovered at the Dikhena Primary School in Hadigalla, Baduralia, Mathugama last night. The grenades were discovered when an official on security duty was walking at the school premises last night.
There were security guards at our school. The security guards, together with a few parents, guard the school premises at night. When the security guard was eating last night, one of his friends had gone to bring some water. He said he saw someone running away at that time. When they saw Madhusankar, they had left it there and run away through a by road behind the school. The two had got on a motorbike and fled after they made their way to the main road.
Security forces conducted investigations at the school premises using sniffer dogs in search of the suspects who left the grenades. After initial investigations, steps were taken to detonate the grenades based on an order by the Mathugama Magistrates Court. It is very clear, at a time when national security has been established, a group who want to pursue their narrow goals and create fear among the people of the country have left these hand grenades close to this school. We are receiving information from the residents of the area itself on the person who carried out this shameful act. We will take steps to arrest this individual. Do not be intimidated by these. We also request everyone to unite to defeat these opportunists. The fact strict action will be taken against these sort of actions were highlighted continuously by the police and security forces. Pay close attention to this warning issued by DIG Ajit Rohana speaking on the Satana program aired on our sister channel Sirasa TV. 2 special teams were appointed at the CID to specifically look into the spread of baseless rumors. If someone receives some information on WhatsApp or Viber, that's a good thing. He should give us a statement and we will act upon it. People are trying to play with national security through social media. When we arrest people for this, they tell us, we did not think about this and now we cannot get bail. Yes, you cannot get bail. You will have to remain in custody for at least 3 months. You will have to maybe remain in custody for about 6 to 7 months and then serve a prison term of about 7 years. At this time, do not play with national security. If you receive any information, do not tag anyone or share it or comment on it. I request all communities in the country watching this, please stop doing this. Is it not the duty of us all to act as responsible citizens? Do not act irresponsibly and force the police and security forces to resort to extreme measures.
Now, it was reported a short while ago that a 32-year-old man has been arrested over the incident where a parcel containing hand grenades was found close to a school in Baduralaya. This was confirmed by the police media spokesperson, SP Ruwan Gunasekara. Also, 5 followers of Muhammad Jihad, who led the April 21st attacks, were arrested in Ala Wahoropathana this morning.
According to police, the arrested suspect had attended Zahran's lectures and supported his activities. They were arrested based on information revealed during the questioning of the suspected members of the National Tawheed Jamaat who were previously arrested in Kabithigolava. The suspects arrested today included a development officer of the Kulekadap Divisional Secretariat, the principal of the Alawa Arabic School, a teacher at the Veerasole Vidyalaya, and a teacher at the Kantale Arabic School. They are residents of Kabithigolava and Allavava. The police said that the suspects are being questioned on detention orders granted for 72 hours. 3 petrol bombs, a set of army uniforms, foreign military uniforms, and a number plate of a motorbike were discovered during a joint operation conducted by the army and the police in Polgahayaya, Narammala this morning. A candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna at the previous local government elections and his son were arrested. A resident of a house situated in close proximity was also arrested for having in his possession video footage of the incidents of unrest that occurred on the 13th of this month. Divers searched the Attanagalu Oya in Tiharia, Nittambur today.
A broad investigation is being conducted into the assets of the suspects who are in the custody of the Criminal Investigations Department and the Terrorist Investigations Division. Steps have been taken to suspend 41 bank accounts linked to the suspects. The Criminal Investigations Department has uncovered that these bank accounts hold a sum of 134 million rupees. Another 14 million rupees that was discovered is in the possession of the Criminal Investigations Department. Meanwhile, investigations over assets that amount to 7 billion rupees is being conducted by the CID.
මිලියන 134ක මුදලක් තිබෙන බව අපරාධ පරීක්ෂණ දෙපාර්තමේන්තුව විසින් අනාවරණය කරගෙන තිබෙනවා.
මේ වසරේ මුල් මාස කිහිපය තුළත
There were large-scale sand smuggling being carried out during the first few months of this year in Kinya and Kandakadu in Trincomalee. We have identified that the activities of the sand smugglers have increased in the area again. These groups are using the current security situation in the country to smuggle sand. Yesterday, marine officers of the Sri Lanka Navy were able to apprehend 6 suspects involved in smuggling sand. During the operation, the Navy seized 6 cubes of sand and 4 lorries used to transport them. Do not try to use this current situation to carry out these illegal activities. I would like to state that the law will be imposed strictly and legal action will be taken against anyone involved without considering their social status.
Venerable Galagodatte Gnanasara Thera met with President Maithripala Sirisena last night.
The meeting was held at the President's official residence. Venerable Galagodatte Gnanasara Thero was accompanied by his mother when he arrived to meet the President. The mother of Venerable Galagodatte Gnanasara Thero had expressed her gratitude to the President for granting the Thero a presidential pardon.
Still in local news, the foundation stone for the construction of a primary healthcare unit in Sumihirigama, Okevela, Hambantota was laid today under the auspices of Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Minister Sajid Premadasa.
The project aims to improve the health services provided to the locals of rural areas in the Hambantota district. The construction of a primary healthcare unit will cost approximately 7.4 million rupees. The primary healthcare units will provide medical services as well as clinical services.
I have never and will never distribute liquor licenses or licenses for wine stores in order to increase my voter base. We are already aware that we cannot increase our votes by constructing a central health clinic. However, we can at least be happy with our efforts to improve the lives of the general public. However, by distributing liquor licenses, the people's lives are ruined from one hand, and on the other hand, the lifespan of politicians in the political arena increases. Liquor carries a large weight in terms of obtaining votes. This is the bitter truth.
The Singapore Court of Appeal dismissed an arbitration claim made by Avant-Garde Maritime Services Private Limited against Ratna Arakshaka Lanka Limited, which is affiliated to the Ministry of Defence, for a sum of $5 million. MV
Mahanuvara, chartered and operated by Avant-Garde in 2015, was detained and docked in the Galle harbour in connection to the investigation carried out into the legitimacy of the Galle floating armoury project. According to a statement, Avant-Garde requested a letter of clearance from Ratna Lanka to prove legitimacy of the floating armoury operation, and thereafter commenced arbitration proceedings in Singapore against the latter, citing breach of agreement. On the 29th of November 2016, an arbitral tribunal ordered Ratna Lanka to pay Avant-Garde $5 million. Ratna Lanka, following an appeal to the Singapore High Court, made an appeal to the Singapore Appeal Court challenging the arbitral award. In its ruling, the Appeal Court of Singapore dismissed the Singapore International Arbitration Centre award of $5 million and also awarded costs to Ratna Lanka.
3 people, including 2 women, died in a head-on collision between 2 three-wheelers in Vallavaya. 3 others were rushed to hospital.
The accident took place when 2 three-wheelers collided head-on. According to our correspondent, the deceased were 2 women and a man travelling in the same vehicle. They were residents of Attali. The 3 people travelling in the other three-wheeler sustained severe injuries and were admitted to the Thanamalwila hospital. They were later transferred to the Hambantota hospital for further treatment. A woman died after being hit by a tipper at the Hatton town today. The driver of the tipper has been arrested.
The Colombo High Court today issued notices on ex-senior DIG Dissanayake to appear in court on the 27th of June on the charge of screening offenders from legal punishment in the Wasim Tajuddin murder case. Now, this was confirmed to News First by State Counsel Nishara Jayaratna, the coordinating officer to the Attorney General.
The remains of rugby player Wasim Tajuddin was discovered inside his burnt car close to the Shalika grounds in Narayanpeta on the 12th of May 2012. At the time, detectives ruled the death is an accident, and in 2015, when the CID presented evidence over the matter, the Colombo Additional Magistrates Court noted the death was not an accident, but in fact a murder. Ex-senior DIG Dissanayake was arrested over the murder and was released on bail after serving almost a year in remand custody. The Attorney General yesterday directed an indictment to the Colombo High Court under Section 198 of the Penal Code against ex-senior DIG Dissanayake for providing false information to protect the accused in the Wasim Tajuddin murder case from legal action and punishment. Dissanayake is charged with knowing or having reason to believe that an offence punishable with death has been committed, provided false information with screening the offender from legal punishment. An indictment against senior DIG Anuruddha Lalit Jaisinghe was forwarded to the Jaffna High Court today by the Attorney General for assisting Mahalingam Shashikumar alias Swiss Kumar, the principal offender in the murder and rape of Shivaloganathan Vidya. The case, which was heard by a trial at bar in the Jaffna High Court, rocked the nation in 2015. This was confirmed to News First by State Counsel Nishara Jayaratna, the coordinating officer to the Attorney General. Senior DIG Jaisinghe is charged with knowing or having reason to believe the accused had committed a crime and had screened the offender of the case. Mahalingam Shashikumar, also known as Swiss Kumar, from legal punishment. The indictment reads, the senior DIG committed an offence punishable under Section 209 of the Penal Code. Swiss Kumar was arrested by a special Jaffna police team on the 18th of May 2018. The suspect, arrested for publishing a post on Facebook carrying false information about the president, was released on a surety of 100,000 rupees. The suspect was released when the case was taken up before the Colombo Chief Magistrate Lanka Jayaratna.
Moving on to some news from overseas, Facebook is finalizing plans to launch its own cryptocurrency next year. It is planning to set up a digital payment system in about a dozen countries by the first quarter of 2020.
The social media giant wants to start testing its cryptocurrency, which has been referred to internally as Global Coin, by the end of this year. Facebook is expected to outline plans in more detail this summer and has already spoken to Bank of England Governor Mark Carney. Founder Mark Zuckerberg met Mr. Carney last month to discuss the opportunities and risks involved in launching a cryptocurrency. Facebook has also sought advice on operational and regulatory issues from officials at the US Treasury. The firm is also in talks with the money transfer firms, including Western Union, as it looks for cheaper and faster ways for people without a bank account to send and receive money.
Sports news tonight. The official theme song of Sri Lanka cricket for the 2019 ICC World Cup was launched today.
Launch was done at the Duncan White Auditorium at Sri Lanka Cricket under the auspices of Minister of Sport Harin Fernando. Officials of Sri Lanka Cricket and well-wishers attended the event. It is reported that 6 million rupees had been spent for the SLC theme song.
And that's all the news we've got for you tonight. Of course, to follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our award-winning website, www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Charlotte Benedict for the News First team. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and God bless.